Right, morning, Georgie.
Morning, how are you?
Yeah, good, thank you. You?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. Very good.
Good. So we're just going to have a bit of a chat just for you to share your experience then of having solution-focused hypnotherapy and just share how it helped you and what you've gained from it. Yeah. So the first question that I'm going to ask you is just going to be a little bit different from what I would normally ask people, because you didn't actually come looking for any form of therapy, did you?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
well, yeah, go on then. Do you want to explain how and why you started?
Yeah, it kind of found me. You kind of found me. So you and I got to know each other in lockdown, and I was having a tough old time, but I didn't realise quite how much of a tough old time I was having. And when we spoke about the neuroscience behind solution-focused therapy, I just really related to it and thought that, that was evidence-based, it was clinical practice, and it just really spoke to me. And I realised that I would really benefit from exploring it more because I knew I was having a tough time. And so I was really happy to give it a go. And then, unbeknown to me, really, it actually unravelled quite a lot of things. I was massively in coping mode, like a lot of people were, a couple of months into lockdown. And I was actually, I'd say, really quite poorly, actually. Sort of 2 or 3 weeks in, you and I re-looked at my scores where you look at how you're functioning and stuff, and actually I realised that I wasn't functioning at all. I was just coping, and I was just kind of a shell of myself, really. So yeah, I committed to the first 4 sessions, and I was happy to commit to them because I have had some counselling before, and I know these things take time. And here we are a few sessions later, and I'm so much better, and actually way better version of myself than I was before you and I met, actually. It's really helped.
And that's what it's all about, just making you the best version of you. So yeah, you said you're a few sessions in, so, well, it's 11 sessions that you've had now, and over the course of lockdown, so 11 over about 3 months, isn't it? So per week, which is roughly on average like what you'd expect the number of sessions to be. So yeah, it's brilliant. So before you got started, what had you heard about hypnotherapy or this form of hypnotherapy, and what did you expect?
I hadn't heard of solution-focused hypnotherapy. I have obviously, been exposed to, stage hypnotherapy, well, seen stage hypnotherapy and that kind of thing. And I kind of knew it wouldn't be that. And from the neuroscience that you outlined to me, and when you described what a session would be like, it was to me like it was going to be sort of CBT with a focus on real positivity and not dwelling on the past and not digging stuff up. And I just felt that it was going to be a really positive something to go through, and that the power of the mind and, changing the chemical balance and everything would happen, when you described how the trance state works and things like that. So yeah, hadn't heard anything specifically about solution focus, no.
Great. Okay. When would you say that you started to see results? After how long would you say that it took you to start seeing changes in yourself?
I don't know. I mean, you and I measured results, didn't we? And I think if we were to look at the graph, it was probably about session number 4.
Yeah.
And we were chatting every 5 days at the beginning, weren't we?
Yeah, we were. Yeah.
I remember thinking at session 2 that I was so poorly, and how on earth was I ever going to feel better? And then at one point, not too many sessions in, you and I had an absolute eureka moment of, oh my God, did you think you'd come this far after so few sessions?
Yeah, it's brilliant. So I'll just skim over briefly to anybody who's watching. So we do a scaling at the end of every session, don't we, where we scale 7 different areas on a scale of 0 to 10. So happiness, thoughts, actions, interactions, strengths and achievements, and something else that I can't remember. And the program basically gives you an overall score, and we can reflect on that every week. And it's just really nice to be able to do that, to see how far you've come and to see how you're progressing every week. So yours, as you're saying, was session 2 was quite low, wasn't it? But now now you're getting like 9s pretty much every week, aren't you? And as you said, when you were down, I think back week 2, you didn't feel like you would ever get back up there.
No,
so it just goes to show that you can when you're that low.
And when I look at what that actually means in terms of activities and thoughts and stuff, when you go from like a 2 to a nearly 10 out of 10, but 2, I don't mind sharing, I was not sleeping, drinking too much, really eating poorly, but also I was a bit scared to go out. I was saying that I'd been out when I hadn't, and hiding that from people. I didn't want to interact with people. I was just really not very well at all. And then you go to 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10, and I've entered sort of sod it mode, you know. I feel fearless. I feel like I'm the most proactive I've ever been. And all of the fears that I had that were holding me back weren't fears, they were my own barriers, and I've combated them, and they didn't hurt me in any way at all. We've just sort of blasted them apart. And now, I mean, I said this is my first day back at work today, and this is my first day back after a holiday where I've really looked forward to going back. And all I can see is the future now. It's great.
Oh, good. No, that's brilliant. No, and it's exactly like what we talk about the fears being the polar bear, and you said now it's just realizing that they're not polar bear, they're just things that you can get your head around if you think about them logically.
Totally, they're really not that bad.
So what coping mechanisms and strategies do you think have helped you over the past few weeks? What do you think you've taken?
So part of our session is you would ask me, you know, 2 or 3 really good positive things that I've had each day, and we'd go through that list. And in the beginning, that was literally like, well, quite enjoyed some honey on my breakfast this morning, you know, that was guilt-free. And now it's much greater, bigger stuff. And so although I wasn't very good at writing down my homework and bringing it to you, I spent the whole day thinking, oh, that was good. That was really good, you know, and I'd sort of meditate on it a little bit. I'd sort of keep it in front, you know, top of my brain, like you explained to me. And whenever anything really cool happened, I'd just sort of ride on it and then tell you about it at the end of the week, at the end of the session, at the end of the week. Yeah.
Is that something?
And I've continued to carry that through.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's that. Yeah, that's brilliant. Good.
Yeah.
So you talked a little bit about sleep and a couple of other things a minute ago. So in terms of like what results you've seen, what results have you seen?
So I never had a problem getting to sleep, even though I wasn't particularly physical in the day in lockdown. But then I'd wake at 1 or 2 o'clock, and there were nights where I didn't go back to sleep at all. I'd just get up. And so I'm now sleeping all the way through the night, unless I've got something on my mind. And then if something is on my mind, it's not a stress. It's now more just it's just Georgie's brain, just because I'm functioning at 1,000,000 miles an hour. And so now I will write things down. That's a good coping strategy. And I will listen to a sleep story. I'll listen to your meditation. And they're really, really helpful. to help me just unwind, you know. That's been great.
Good. So sleep's improved, and just general attitude and how you're feeling, and
Yeah,
able to cope with everything as it comes. Yeah, brilliant. So how do you think it's helped you to cope with lockdown and coming out at the other end?
Amazingly well. It wasn't just an improvement at the time, it was being able to come back fighting, being able to come back and not just drift into this new normal that everybody's chatting about. It's actually to grab it and make the most of it and be really positive. And to end my crap mental state at the same time that lockdown ended, as opposed to making it drag on through, so helpful. Because I run my own business, and so you've got to come back fighting. You've got to come back with positivity. Otherwise we're not getting through it. So I just am so grateful for that. You know, what you've given me has just been such a new mindset. Yeah, it's what you've done with it though. You've had the tools, and you're the one that's gone away in between and implemented it. So it's all come from you. Yeah. And I think we should add that every single session that we've done was online as well. So anyone who feels that they're not quite ready to that's right,
face to face.
It's probably weird not seeing me in my dressing gown. Because it was proper lockdown, wasn't it? And so we first met on a Zoom call on our initial consultation, and then actually when we came out of lockdown and you said, did you want a one-to-one? I was like, actually no, I don't. I quite like not turning up and having to switch everything on, you know, just this natural state. And so just that it's worked, you know, even the hypnosis aspect of it, to be on your own bed or in your own quiet corner and have my dog next to me, and it works really, really well. It's really powerful. Only once I think I didn't wake up at the end.
You were just relaxed.
You're like, hello.
No, but everything is exactly the same, isn't it? So it's made absolutely, as you can see, no difference to not being face to face. So it's definitely still an option that I'm going to continue to offer.
That's great. I think it will help a lot of people.
Yeah, makes it easier for some people.
So enough, really.
Oh no, you've done it all, and well done, because you've done so well. And like we've said, I think week 2 and 3, even I wasn't worried about you, but I knew that you were very, very low, as you won't mind me saying, and to see you now at the other end and come out, totally amazing. So well done.
Thank you.
Fab. Right, thank you very much, and I'll see you soon.
You're more than welcome.